Being here on social media, you can sometimes get hassled by the comrades. But don't worry, just carry on with your work. That's how they are. PNP brainwash culture makes comrades ungrateful and lie. They will bite Tuftan with Tuftan's free teeth. It's frustrating to try and reason with stiff-necked comrades. They know what they do, but they cannot tell truth. As soon as they begin to dilly-dally around the obvious, stop arguing with them. They are deliberately being stupid. Hello again, my lovely Jamaicans. Skywalker here. Big up to my Showa family. My Jamaican peeps, I have a little food for thought. And maybe it's a bit of a rant, but it's an experience. I was trapped in PNP culture for too long in my youth to not be able to speak specifically about some nasty, undesirable traits that is the nature of a true comrade. It is not to say they are not our Jamaican brothers and sisters, because I know they are, and we love them just the same. Still, I want to put a finger on some undesirable behaviors that any JLP person would be frustrated by when trying to hold an intelligent conversation with a comrade. Even those that have PhDs come across as dunce when they have the obvious truth in front of them. The problem is that they have enmity with the truth, so they have to talk rubbish and pretend like they don't know better. Ask Mark Golding for a plan and see how he will do. Truth is his enemy. He has to depend on lies and propaganda to win an argument. But this is nothing new. It was the same way when I was a young man, walking around throwing my fist into the air. They never have a truth to stand on, so they just fake something. Can you imagine comrades marking down labor rights over health care like they don't know how everything went down? Ungrateful liars. They have to be ungrateful in order to change the rhetoric. Otherwise, they must admit to the good works of labor rights. They live by propaganda and fake because they don't want to admit all the goodies that Shoah is doing and have done. Their brainwash culture will get you when you are young, and it takes a while to see the gimmickry, lie, and propaganda network that you become a part of. Less intelligent youths never break free, even when they are old. Once I heard Eddie Siaga make a speech. He was saying that Jamaica was the pearl of the Caribbean and Manley came and turned it in a Jankobead. I heard that, but yet when the PNP twisted the truth and said that he, Manley, Siaga, was calling black people Drancro because of how it was done, I began to repeat the lie. I knew at first it was a lie until it became like true. It's like how you know the Santa Claus thing is a lie, but it seems real around Christmas. You know, you already know it's a lie, but at that time it seems real again. And by repeating the lie again, Siaga, even though you witnessed that it is a lie and you know it is a lie, it gets to you after so many repetitions and it becomes like true. The PNP must play with your mind and give you bad influence to fulfill their agenda. If you are strict on integrity, you won't work with them. Do the stats and see that most of the lawlessness goes on around or in their spaces. I know this by myself. I have to ask no one. I rather not get into it anymore than this. The stats are there. This is what the PNP do to people, but only a genuine liar will stay in that trap forever. This means that, yes, to some degree, they are brainwashed, but to the most, they are just lying, ungrateful, disingenuous, self hating house slaves that have a natal fear for freedom and prosperity. Recently, we saw the Maroon leader offering the British man a home in his Maroon village, and a black dreadlocked man offering him his neck so he could chain him. How much more could these black men be buck broken? Huh? Volunteering to be a slave, while other comrades, including educated leaders, jumped for hallelujah, got into the spirit and cheered, but they would not go so hard for God. Or, well, maybe their slave lord, the British man, is their God. One of the experiences that pulled me out of this socialist trap mindset was an awareness that came in an election season between PJ Patterson and Edward Siaga. At his Shoah conference, Siaga made a speech explaining his plan to the T, and everything he said was logically sound. I heard a lot of wisdom and wondered how our comrade candidate PJ would tap that. When PJ did his conference, he simply came with music and dancing, jumping, shouting, and gimmickry. And that day, with all the feel good moment, with all the feel good thing he did for a speech, I seriously took notes. Next thing I knew, the media was reporting that PJ did better at his conference than Siaga. The media had been sold out and stupid for so long, and we were all drunk and half soulless because of our own doing. We chose mediocrity over quality because crap was always cheaper than good substance, and we were too lazy to put out the effort. That day I was a different man. I love intelligence. I have always loved intelligence, and I will always gravitate to where it is most common. If you are always deceiving, no matter how many doctorates you have, you can never rebut or answer a question logically, or you will trap yourself. You will have to use distraction, gimmickry, propaganda, and lies. That's why intelligent PNP people sound stupid. That's why Crawford thinks that with his $1 million that he collects at the end of the month, he might only be able to buy chicken back for Sunday dinner. Listen to Mark Golding proving that he is not racist and then calling his wife an African Jamaican, which has a racist undertone. Huh? It was because he was trying to use logic in a situation where truth was the enemy, and truth and logic usually work together. You cannot use water to ignite the fire. The PNP has always been for propaganda and only propaganda. They have never had a legacy of truth on which to thrive. They had to depend on mass ignorance in the majority of voters. This made them more loved than the JLP initially. Now they can only depend on the JLP to make huge mistakes to lose any election. The propaganda has a problem with education and social media. Liars have problems with intelligence, logic, and education. This is why comrades are in hot water. When their children start high school, they become more analytical with intelligence behind it to boot. Hmm? The PSOJ and their compromised media is no challenge. I hardly watch TV, J, but I remembered seeing social media clips and Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commission. At first, it was neither here nor there for me, just politics. And after so many experiences with the PNP and having been betrayed by them too, I wanted to stay far. But then the media enthusiasm had a tinge to it that reminded me of the way the PNP sounded when telling lies on Siaga. I started listening and searching for resources to give me an independent perspective. Every time you listen to the media, their words sounded like deceptive slurs. The IC judges sounded like grudges. I stopped giving them the benefit of the doubt. You don't tell me that some guy's name is honorable or that he has integrity and think I should trust him because you say so. Let Pantan tell his church members that hogwash. The articles I saw were always being misinterpreted and clearly so. Then I saw an oral Tracy video that blew it way out of proportion while trying to deceive with a subtle tone. Oral Tracy has analytical skills, so why would he now be a fool? Something was wrong. So I went and dug deeper. Andrew Holness seemed to be a threat to too many people, and part of the problem was the success and autonomy that Jamaica had the gall to think it deserves. Let me stop right there. The ungodly propaganda war against Andrew Holness, the person, and that oral Tracy video exposed how evil we can be to our own, to sell out to the enemy. Every day we read about Judas, but Judas did not think he was the traitor when he was betraying. He was only thinking about getting his own, burning down the family house so that the family house would become his legacy, and he was disarming his people for the leeches to take set. My people, I experienced a traumatic situation as a young man, and we were at the Cornwall Regional Hospital with a friend who was all but dead. We were stuck. We brought him there, but no one had the money to pay for his hospital fees. We were supposed to stay and watch him die then, right? Luckily, the person he was working for when he had the accident appeared and took care of the payments. That's how it was under the PNP after years of them being in power back to back to back. When Bruce Golding came and demanded that he had to go free health care, the comrade leaders attacked the idea with fierce venom. My mother and father were socialists, so they attacked it too. Bruce insisted, and the PNP declared that as soon as they went back to power, they would reverse it. And although we were paying, all the hospitals were completely run down under the PNP. Today, Tufton has to keep fixing one after the other, and now we have so many ambulances and state of the art equipment, although it is free. My people, my parents benefited a lot from the initiative. Now, Mark Golding threatens to take it away again when he says he will make the healthcare more affordable. If it's already free, you have to start paying for it before you can make it more affordable, right? A female friend of mine who is a die-hard comrade shocked me the other day. She said that when she went to a certain facility to have a baby recently, she thought she was in a developed foreign country. Trust me, by the time the election is called, she will start to say that healthcare is worse since the JLP are in power. These people are irredeemable. You can't argue with them because the truth is their enemy. They know they are lying, but it is what they do for the propaganda machine. I have completely stopped tolerating them like that, not even on my page. Trying to reason in a disingenuous way is an insult to the other person. I heard a man telling a radio host he that this song that says my leader Banya had nothing to do with race. And even if you do a poll in Jamaica, most people will agree with him. I grew up in the PNP knowing that it was to throw words at Edward Siaga. Lying bastard. He wants to change the rhetoric now that Golding has insulted his own race, but he feels he must come to Golding's aid against his own people, him and the PSOJ. But the difference is that the PSOJ is the white children and the others that they used to call the bastards. They will naturally not be rooting for the people. Not even the so called bastards give a hoot about their black side. Black comrades don't give a hoot about their both sides either. They will even sell hate for politics. They will self hate for politics. I know how they are. Yeah. Today, some comrade came shouting at me and claiming that healthcare has gotten bad under shower. No, this person was here all the time to see that it is the JLP that has and that are improving it one step at a time. What an ungrateful, lying person. My tolerance for this kind of stuff is zero. I know how comrades think. They know they are damned lying, so don't try and engage them, or you will be frustrated. It's like trying to use a toothbrush as a hammer to drive a nail. Frustrating, especially because you see that they are deliberately lying. Don't argue because they already know you are right. This initiative, called Second Chance Smiles, was announced by the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, and aims to provide free dental care, including dentures and prosthetics, to Jamaicans in need. The program targets 10,000 individuals under 60 years old who too young for no have no teeth. It has already benefited over 1,000. The goal is to improve overall health and enhance life chances socially and economically by providing new smiles to those who need it most. The government committed 60 million to the program over 18 months. People, it is a great initiative, but if Tufton give free teeth to a mash mouth comrade, him a go use the new Tufton free teeth to buy Tufton. The first thing will come out of his mouth is to declare that Tufton never do a thing for poor people. He will not even appreciate that Shower give him teeth. For him mash mouth, that woman will want him. Right? Right? He will not even appreciate that Shower give him teeth. For him mash mouth, that woman we want him. These people hate truth and they hate progress just as much. I a comrade will always choose zinc fence representatives over brick wall providers. They deliberately vote for people that do nothing over and over again because they are turned into a cult and the MP is like their God. Comrades try to be difficult, but they know what they are doing. They hate progress, I said. If a comrade comes to your home and you give him a whole chicken to cook, he is going to ask where is the chicken back. Just like Mr. Crawford would. When you show that comrade the back and the chicken, he will say that it's not real chicken back because him see foot and wings connected to it. Just like if you give Crawford a million and tell him to buy chicken, he will come back complaining that Shower made everything so expensive that only chicken back he could afford. The comrades need to stop it. Fire burn the negativity. Think on these things, my people. Peace out.